Hello, my name is Yas, aka THISKIDIS40, and welcome to another episode of THISKIDIS40'S Sorare Journey, episode 2, man. Yeah, man, I'm doing back-to-back episodes. Pretty amazing. Did not expect to do this so fast, but I kind of came out with an idea, man, of kind of what to do for the next video, and I kind of just wanted to share it with you guys. So, as you guys know, I guess from the previous, if you guys haven't seen the previous episode of the Sorare journey, please do. We talk a little bit about Sorare in general, how I started on it, and things like that. So today we have a very clear topic of where I would want to kind of bring you guys on. It's really about I think one of my favorite leagues that I've kind of learned to love because of Sorare, and it's the Jleague. So I'm wearing a Japan jersey right now. I've been following, and because of Sorare and because of the number of Jleague players I have in my club, in my gallery, I've been following a lot of Jleague. I've been watching almost every week, teams like Kawasaki Frontal with my favorite player from Jleague right now, Vichanatip. I've been following Urara Red Diamonds. I've been following Cerezo Osaka because I have the rare goalkeeper Kim Ji-hyun. So yeah, man, there's so many teams that I've been following. I've been watching a lot of matches during the weekend, and the timings are pretty good. Also, it's really about evening time in Singapore. So yeah, man. So I thought today I'll share with you guys my favorite Jleague players so far. Not just purely based on I guess their performance on Sorare, but their performance in real life. So it's a bit of both. I won't be ranking them, but I'm just going to share who I've seen, which players I've seen, and some of the things that I've kind of really discovered about this place and why they are where they are. So yeah, without further ado, let me just go to the list. I'll be using Sorare data for this. They're really fantastic when it comes to this. So one of the key things that they can do, and let me make it a little bit bigger for you guys. So yeah, the one thing that's really good about Sorare data is that they have this feature called the watch list, right? Where I am able to actually put up and share this even watch list with everyone. So I'll probably put this watch list in the description below if I can share links, or maybe as a comment. We'll see how it goes. But the idea very much this is shareable, and yeah, you guys can kind of take a look, right? So I've kind of sorted it by the lowest price to the highest price. So the first player that I have, which is pretty much a bit of a surprise to everyone, I would say, is Mr. Jun Ichimori, right? Jun Ichimori is actually a reserve goalkeeper for Gamba Osaka, right? I actually had one of his, I think, limited, or did I have his rare? I could have gotten his rare. Did I actually own? What did I own? I own his limited here. I made some profit. I sold it. I bought it here at 0.03. I sold it at 0.4. So I made 0.01 ETH on it. I think I also had the rare. Let me see. I think the rare I made quite a bit of money. Oh, no, not really a lot. So for the rare, I bought it at 0.2. I sold at about 0.217. But I think from a dollar value, it's about the same. So yeah, so I actually own this card. And so just a bit of a backstory. So Jun Ichimori is actually a reserve goalkeeper. The main goalkeeper for Gamba Osaka is a guy called Kari. I don't want to butcher his name, but he's called Higashiguchi. Yes, M Higashiguchi, which is a bit of a mouthful. But yeah, so Higashiguchi, right, is actually, I don't know what's going on with my layout right here. Anyways, so he came in. So Gamba had a bit of an issue, right? There was another reserve keeper that came in. So Jun Ichimori only played for a few matches. See, he's been DNPing for quite some time already. But yeah, I don't know why they don't show his SO5 scores though. Let me see. Today's results. So he had a run of about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches. He had a run of 9 matches, right? And I watched a couple of those matches, and my God, this guy is really, really good, man. He actually scored 100 score once. I still remember this when he played Sapporo. Okay, I'm sorry. So he actually saved the penalty. He had an all-round score of 32.6. He had some really insane scores, you know. I feel Jun Ichimori deserves to be a starter somewhere, and I hope that he does. I'm thinking of buying just to keep one of his cards. Hopefully next season he'll find another club, because I personally feel he's too good to be a reserve. And he was actually the third choice goalkeeper, because the second goalkeeper really shit the bed, you know. And yeah, man. So yeah, this is Jun Ichimori, man. This is the first guy, fantastic goalkeeper. The only goalkeeper I have on the list, which is kind of weird actually. But he's the guy that, you know, I felt that, you know, there was some really interesting moments, and he's really cheap, guys. You can get him now, right? If you want to buy him, right? He's limited. It's only 18 euros. It's good to just keep, you know, try to maybe get someone to sell you for 15 euros. Keep it in the club. Who knows? He might get a transfer next year, you know, because I feel that, you know, maybe upcoming D2 Jleague D2 Cup can come into Division 1. They need a goalkeeper that's already proven in Jleague Division 1. He's a perfect player to go for. So, like I said, this is just my opinion when I watch the matches. He passed the eye test for me. But yeah, so Jun Ichimori is the first player that, you know, that I've, you know, really enjoyed, you know, watching. So other than Jun Ichimori, the second player who's also not extremely expensive is, and I spoke to him in my first video a little bit, Thiago Santana. Oh my god, this person is a brute force. You know, if he was a FIFA foot card, he'd probably have 20 pace. He's slow, he's burly, but he finishes like a monster. He plays for currently the worst club in the Jleague, THISKIDIS40'S. But I love the way he plays, man. He's the kind of guy that doesn't get a lot of all-round scores. He is someone that is very dependent on decisives. I have no idea why so this is the all-round score. I don't know what's going on here. There's something going on with Sorare data. This is not decisive score. These are his AA. So his AA scores is very low. He probably will get you maybe 2-3 points AA half the time, but he scores quite a bit of decisive. In the past year alone, he has scored already 13 goals. He is 4 assists and a lot of greens, man. I like the way he play. Shimizu S-Pals do not win a lot of games, but they do score goals. So, and the reason why they do is really because of Thiago Santana. It might be a gamble to keep him. I don't think he will stay with the team if they get relegated. The thing is, I've realized that this Thiago Santana used to actually play for, I can't remember, he actually played for, I think he was from the Portuguese league, if I'm not wrong. So I think he would be a great addition to a gallery because he's performing now, but I do see him getting a move, you know, just based on his performance. So every time I watch Shimizu S-Pals, he's definitely been the standout. And he's a lone striker, dude. Like, guys, he does not need even people to help him. He can take the ball and just run, bulldoze everyone, and then score a goal. So yeah, man. So Thiago Santana, fantastic player. I would highly recommend him. So guys, if you wanna, you know, get Thiago Santana, it's not too expensive. 24 euros is pretty cheap. His rare is only at 284. You know, when he scores goals, whenever the height of him doing well, he has chances of increasing. But I think his price is a little bit low because people are expecting Shimizu to actually relegate. They are currently bottom last. Although the relegation battle is pretty tight, if you ask me. I think any of the bottom 4 can go. There's only literally, I would say, you know, 3-4 points, you know, separating all of them. So yeah, definitely, if you guys want to check it out, that's definitely one guy you can kind of see. So yeah, so we have Thiago Santana, definitely one of my favorite players or best players in my opinion, humble opinion so far. Okay, so we go to the next one, and the next one will be Yasuto Wakizaka. I love his name though, Wakizaka, playing for Kashima Antlers, a stalwart in the middle of the midfield. As you can see, it's a bit on the tear. Kawasaki has been playing well. They are currently sitting, I would say, second or third. Let me see. I think they should be third if I'm not wrong. Okay, let's just check Kawasaki Frontals standings. They are third right now. They're third, very close to Kashima Antlers, who are second. And a good reason is because of him. And the thing about Kashima Antlers this year, their attack hasn't been strong. Chanatip got injured. Leandro Damel hasn't been playing really well. But he has come in and, you know, attributed to 4 goals and 9 assists. He's played 36 matches so far, so he doesn't miss a lot of matches. And his AA scores are absolutely crazy. So once again, if you could look over here, you're talking about 19, 15, 30. Even when he doesn't do good AA, he gets a decisive. Really good defender, plays in the center of the park. I like the way he plays, very smooth on the ball. Definitely someone that I see will be in this team, for a very long time. And he's probably one person also that might actually get a move overseas. I think the thing about Japan players also that you must understand, when they do well, they will go overseas. So like this year for Kashima Antlers, Ayase Ueda, one of the best young players, someone I owned the limited card for, he just left for Portuguese team. So, but I think this guy is fantastic. And I really like the way he plays. So that is Wakizaka. The next one, this guy, I love this guy. I own his rare. I sold his rare. I made a bit of profit. Let me see how much profit I made for him. Okay, I got him as a trade. So I sold him for about 0.39. He's now at 0.37 because he got an injury. I watched a lot of Shonan Belmar games because of him. There was a run, of 5 games where he scored 1, 2, 3, 4. He scored 6 goals in 5 matches. 6 goals in 5 matches, and because of him, Shonan Belmar has really gotten out of the relegation battle. They were also one of the last teams, and now they're up to 13th place, really because of his performances. His 6 goals that he scored. He's a young player. He's in the under 23s for Japan. I personally feel that this guy would definitely get a move if Shonan Belmar somehow goes down. He is one player also that I feel could get an overseas move. Fantastic player, very, very, very. He reminds me a lot of a fox in a box kind of player. He just gets into the right positions, works very, very hard, and then just has really good finishing ability. So very exciting Japanese talent. I definitely see him, doing a lot better, doing even better in the coming years. So this could be even an investment for you guys. Still under 20. He's under 23 till next year. So yeah, man, why not? Good price, man, for a striker. 390 for the rare, 38 euros for a under 23 striker that's already scored. Let's see how many goals has he scored. 9 goals, man, year to date, in the past year. Definitely a guy to keep, and a guy to definitely look for in the future. The next one, oh my god, the guy that is absolutely informed, Mr. Leo Sierra. He came out of nowhere, guys. So just to look at the price graph, okay, for Leo Sierra, it says a lot about his growth. I'll kind of go out with 6 months, right? This guy, right, and I bought him actually at one point in time. I bought him when he was 0.005, which would be probably what, $5-6. And look at his astronomical rise, I would say, in June. So certain thing happened. So Yokohama is the best team currently in the Jleague. They are first, and they are leading by a couple of points. They are known for their very potent attack, but also for their coach who thinks he's Pep. He does the Pep roulette like nobody's business. So he was actually rotated quite a bit, until one of his teammates, let me show you this guy, whose name is Anderson Lopez. Let me see where Anderson, yeah, this guy, who also is a very good player. So Mr. Anderson Lopez decided to do Eric Cantona and spit on someone. Is that an Eric Cantona thing? I don't know. Maybe it's not Eric Cantona thing. Oh, why? Okay, never mind. You can see it from here. Yeah, he DNP'd. Yeah, look. So he DNP'd for about 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 8 matches. The reason why he DNP'd was because he was suspended. He was suspended for 8 matches. And in that time when he got suspended, my man, Mr. Leo Chiara, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, really took his chances and just absolutely killed the league, man. He has scored, in the past 5-6 games, right? I mean, look at this, man. He had 2 100-pointers in a row. Okay, you're talking about a guy that scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 goals in 5 matches. Absolutely insane player. Good, doesn't score a lot of AAs, but he's a decisive monster. I saw him in his last match against Cerezo. He literally by himself, managed to get a draw for the team. So this guy, I don't know, man. some people are saying that Anderson Lopez will slowly kind of get. If I were the coach, I wouldn't actually rotate him at all. I mean, strikers are streaky in general. If they're on fire, you gotta keep them in the team, keep them bringing the rest of the team up, because he's definitely there. I was so close to getting one of him at 56. I was also very close to getting his rare at about 200 euros, and I'm a bit flabbergasted that I didn't pull the trigger, because I would have made quite a bit of bank. But that's the story of Sorare. Leo Ceará, fantastic player, fantastic striker. Definitely, really. I just want to continue watching him play, man. What a joy, man, to see him do the things he do, in Japan right now. Okay, so the next player is we're gonna go through a couple of Senfrechi Hiroshima players. Okay, and the first one is Mr. Gokudo Notsuda. This guy is an AA monster. There isn't a lot of AA monsters in the Jleague, if I'm being honest. Most of them are defenders. So midfielders with this kind of scores are very, very hard to come by. So this guy, I mean, he's AA, right? He averages easily about 30 AA per game, and he has decisive too. He will score goals, he will do assists, and he plays, majority of the game. Fantastic young player. He's not very old. He's 20. Okay, he's not really young. He's 28 at the peak of his career. I mean, if I were to kind of, give an indicator of who he reminds me a lot like Gundogan, a guy that can defend, a guy that can pass. If you look at some of his best performances, right, like when he scored 93 here, this guy is everywhere. He does his part when it comes to possession, his accurate passes. He on his good days, he can average 60 to 70 passes a game. He does a lot of attacking also, always in the right place at the right time. Fantastic player, man. So Gokudo Notsuda, who plays a CM role, totally love him. He's also one of the more expensive ones, but I think 77 euros for his limited. This is one of the cards that you want to keep, because Senfrechi is really, he's doing very well. They're going to be back, and I don't see them selling this guy. So I might want to keep him, because if you look at his prices, right, some of the things that to note. Right now, we are in the downturn when it comes to prices, right? Because of the European leagues and all coming back. You look at this, right? So there was a high point, right, when he was about 0.151. Now, if next year, right at the height, you can keep your card for about a year. This is actually one of the good times to buy. I think maybe there could be some time, because at one point in time it was pretty very low, because he wasn't playing too much. But yeah, I will keep him for the future. I think he will be a good player. He's one of those players that I don't see really getting out of Senfrechi Hiroshima. Okay, the next player, I love it. Okay, this guy is a legend, by the way. Sho Sasaki. Every Sorare manager will probably have him. I don't have him. I want to have him. I probably will have him at some point. I'm waiting for the price to go down a little bit, probably end of the season, because I already have a lot of good defenders in my Asia stack. But this guy's insane, man. So he did not start off really well. He's only at 0.2. But the past few matches, man, this guy has gone on a really big tear. I think one of the key things about him, right, that's really amazing is that even when Senfrechi Hiroshima lost to Yokohama 3-0, he still put up this all-round score of 37.1 after conceding 3-0. So you must think, how is that even possible? So that's possible because this guy was the only guy that was really working in defense, right? He had 4 won tackles, he had 2 effective clearances, so which goes to show they could have really got trashed. Because of him, they were still able, to keep it at a respectable, I would say, 3-0. So Sho Sasaki, definite player, I think, and he's a bit older at 32, but I realized in Japan, their age groups between 29 to 32, that's where the best defenders, kind of come out. So he's already started. He's playing for one of the not Japan national team. There's the EFIG team or something like that that's coming up. He's already been called up for that. So yeah, very interesting, man. And 5.43 for his, oh my God, that's such good value for a guy that will kind of almost automatically give you 50, 60 points no matter what. I mean, you will make your return on investment on him. So Sho Sasaki, man, one a really good player. So the next one, Alexander Schultz. Spoke about him a little bit the last few times. Yes, my favorite player. I bought him pretty cheap. Very proud of him. It's about one of the more expensive defenders. I think the most defensive defender in the Jleague, partly because there isn't a lot of supply of him. I own cut number 1 out of 100. I'll show you guys, which I'm very proud of, by the way. So if you guys want to see, right, there's serial number 1 out of 1,000. I own serial 1 out of 1,000. Anyone want to offer me, let me know. I'm at level 9. He says almost a 10. One of my best buys, man. And I bought him cheap, man. I bought him at 40 euros. I bought him a bundle. I am so happy I bought him. He plays for me almost every game week. He's one of those players that's too good for the Jleague. You know, he used to play for the, I think, Danish Superliga. He's really one of those players that really stands out, you know, especially amongst all, you know, with his body size, the way he plays. And I think the thing that really, you know, very unique about him is his passing ability. He passes a lot for a defender. If you look at his possession, the 47 accurate pass from a centre back, guys. He's a centre back and he's actually scoring up to 47 passes. So that's pretty insane. He does a lot of attacking things. Sometimes he has shots on targets. He scores goals. He takes penalties. Yeah, man, I love him. Very happy I bought him. He might be a bit too expensive for most people, but if you can afford him, I mean, if he stays, man, in Urawa, I don't see. And Urawa's just defensively, they don't score goals a lot, but they do not concede a lot of goals. I mean, most of the times, as you can see, they do not have 1 goal, 5. Like you see, I think the only time they really, this match, they conceded 2 goals. This match, they conceded 3 goals. Yeah, if not, it's just probably most of the time just 1 goal. You know, so I think because of that, you know, their defenders do well. His partner in crime called Takuya Iwanami is also another guy that you guys want to take a look at. I can show you him also. It's not in my list, but I used to own him also, and I used to stack here. And so he's another very good player, this Takuya Iwanami. So this guy is also another guy that if you guys want to stack, right, and tell you the goalkeeper, they're fantastic. And he's a lot cheaper. It's only 39 euros. So he's another option for you guys other than Alexander Scholz. So yeah. So down to the last 2, guys. We're down to the last 2, and these 2 one of them is a legend in Jleague, and the other is one of the best, I think the best young talent in the Jleague right now. So the first one is Mr. Shogo Taniguchi. This guy is a AA and decisive monster. So he is, okay, sorry. So Alexander is not the most expensive defender. He is the most expensive defender, I think, currently, and he's already 30 years old. He plays for the Japan national team. So you will have, you know, when you go to Japan, qualify for the World Cup. So you can definitely use his card for that. And he starts for Japan. That's one. Number 2, I think the thing that's really interesting, look at the amount of wins. This guy also scores a lot of decisive. There was a point in time he had 3 decisive in a row. Currently, he's on a run of, I think, 70, 85, 87, and 60 scores. Anything above all green scores in the past, I would say 4 matches. Kawasaki cannot perform without him. He is their rock. Everything goes through him. He's the link between the defense to the midfield. He is very dangerous in corners. And yeah, he's just one of those guys that's reached, I guess, the pinnacle, I guess, of this league. I think he can do better. He can play in other leagues, but he's probably comfortable where he's at. And he's been with Kawasaki for a very long time. He's like a club legend for them. So I like him a lot. I am actually intending to get him. I'm actually trying to wait for his rare to kind of go down below 500, which I think they would as the Japan league closes, to actually use him for next season. But he is definitely someone that you guys should at some point try to buy if you're playing the Jleague, because he is guaranteed points. Guaranteed points. Okay, so we're down to the last player, right? The last player, and he is Makota Mitsuta. Okay, this one is a bit painful for me, okay, because I've been tracking him for quite some time, but I did not. It's just one of those things where I just did not pull the trigger, right? He only started playing from week 2, like half through the. I wouldn't say the start of the campaign. 15. No, he started coming in. I would say, you know, in the few weeks after the campaign started, played a few matches as a substitute, and then started taking, I would say, the starting role for his own. He is a wizard on the ball, plays beautiful football, very skillful, you know, very eccentric. A little bit like Saint Maximin, not as many moves, but does have a lot more decisive. He has scored about 5 goals, 5 assists, but constantly racks up a lot of high AAs because he is, I would say, the creator of the team. He's very young. You know, he's, I think, only right now, how old? he's 22 years old, so he has about 2 more years of under 23 usage. Currently one of the more expensive, I would say, players in the Jleague. So the thing is where it got me is that, see, for his rare card, right? Oh my god, when I look at it, I still keep reminding myself of the pain. So there was a point of time, right, where I think about 3 months ago, I was negotiating him at this level, roughly about 600 euros. I was trying to sell off one of my biggest losses, which I will talk about later on in my another video, my biggest losses in Sorare, right? So there was a point in time I wanted to buy this guy, to trade in for one of another guy. The guy rejected, but did tell me on Discord that, you know, if I added a little bit more, if he would have accepted, and I did not accept it. I told him, you know, he might lose his form. Instead, he got even better, and now he's worth 300 euros more than what I would have paid for him. So it's a bit high right now, man. I will probably look to buy him later on as the season ends. Not now, but it's just one of those things, man. You know, and hindsight is always 2020, right? But that's life. You know, I learn from my mistakes. You know, sometimes your gut says, you know, do it, just do it, Nike way. But yeah, so fantastic player. Definitely someone I really see representing Japan, or even going overseas at one point of time. Love the way he plays, man. Very, very skillful. Very exciting. And look at the scores, man. Very good AA scores. He's young. He's under 23. So yeah, man. Makoto Mitsuta, man. Definitely one of the players that performed really well this year. Really came out of nowhere. And it's nice to, you know, kind of go through that. So I think that's my list. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I enjoyed this video. I think, like I said, man, one thing that Sorare has done, you know, given me the ability to you know, enjoy leagues that I never thought I would enjoy. So Jleague is a league that I never thought I would follow. Now I follow it religiously every weekend. I know the team, I know the players, you know, I know the in and outs, you know, and it's fun. And that's what makes Sorare really a lot of fun. So that's the end of this video. I will do more videos moving forward. I'll be thinking about, you know, other topics. So some of the topics like K-League. You know, if you have anything that you guys want, please definitely put into the comments below of what you want me to do. I have some ideas around, you know, my biggest losses, my biggest wins, biggest trade wins, trade losses, reviews like this for the K-League. Even for the CSL, I was playing around with the Chinese Super League also. So yeah, I think that's about it for today. Thank you so much for, you know, spending the time with me. And yeah, man, I'll see you for the next video. Peace.